You will have contentious people in your life, and the key here is to disengage. I know that your ego gets riled up. Your ego's like, no, 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 you're wrong. Hear my side. And this is where you're going to have to put your ego in check very quickly. So a contentious person, and I know you know these people, and you might have been this person, but if you are, you definitely want to work through it. But where everything's a combative argument. Everything is like a personal slight. And the contentious people are also the people who stir the pot. Like, they provoke arguments, and then they sit back and they go, I don't like drama. I don't get involved in drama at all. They're the ones stirring the pot. So it's literally, it's an actual thing called contentious. You know, if you ever see it, there's a contentious situation where it's very argumentative. And you have to understand it's not you, it's them. You've got to stop taking things personally. If somebody puts a post up and you're like, oh my God, is that about me? Why are you taking things personally? They didn't call you for your birthday. So what? Do you know it's your birthday? Aren't you happy to be alive one more year? You don't need the fanfare. It's great for people to, yay, it's not obligated. So, and I say all of that because you take things so personal. So if someone comes at you a little sideways, now listen, boundaries, you easily can say, I don't allow myself to be spoken to that way. And if it continues, I'm going to exit this room, or I'm going to hang this phone up. Like, okay, that's a boundary. So there is a way to say, but then you have to remember, boundaries are always if this, then this. Boundaries not, please don't talk to me that way. That's nonsense. Don't waste your breath on that. It's if this, then this, and then you stick to it. Let them get combative, walk out, let them talk to this. Blank space. Let them talk to a blank space. Let them get the last word. Who cares? Win the day. Why? Because their win in their day is this big. They are in a box. They can only see it from their perspective. They can only see it here. So if they have to win the day in this little teeny tiny box by getting the last word and being so combative and being so right, let them win here. Because look at all this world over here. And then ask yourself, why am I engaging in these people? Family is not a thing to get a pass. Everybody's like, yeah, but it's this person. It has to be that way across the board. Like, you don't just, the boundaries are never individual. You're not like, okay, these are the boundaries for mom. These are the boundaries for work. No, boundaries aren't for people. They are for you. So when someone is contentious, and I know you know these people, like I said, maybe at some point it was you. And if it is you, then we got to work through that. Okay? Because you'll find everybody gets offended by stuff. Like, I mean, the contentious people are offended by everything. Oh, well, what do you mean? I don't understand why you did that. I asked you to put the toothpaste. Whoa, why is, yeah, I'm not even going to get out the word, put your toothpaste over here. Why is everything a 0 to 60 moment? Right? And you can't get into the mindset of them. Now, I have cat hair on me. As a person who does this as a profession, of course I can see it. I know what drives this. It's insecurity. Combativeness is always an insecurity, always an ego, right? It's never in confidence. All right. If somebody's combative and somebody's argumentative, that's the opposite of confidence. So in your head, if you think, well, but they're coming at me and I need to prove my side, all you did was take your temperature vibration here and slink it right down here to where they want you to be. So you're going to find that argumentative people can create an argument about anything. They'll flip it around on you, right? Oh yeah, well, I'm just so this is an example. They'll be passive aggressive, they'll be manipulative, and flip it around on you, all in the same sentence, right? Oh, well, I'm just so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry that I yelled at you. Oh, I guess I'll just walk on eggshells by you. Why are we there? And you know what? Fine. I guess I won't say anything anymore. Well, good. Be quiet. I don't need to be around you anymore. You know, don't feed into the baiting, right? So it's like they cast the fishing rod and they're reeling it back in. Okay. They're reeling you in. So the moment that you don't get activated is when they go down that a lot of times, and usually it's people who just are insecure in general and have an ego. But the combative people will then try to get other people to see their side of the story, in turn smearing you. And in turn, we do not engage in smear campaigns. I have told you this multiple times. Do not engage in smear campaigns. Let them do this and you do this. Okay. And those are all really important factors for you, because when you start to understand, and you will get there, when you start to develop your confidence, I promise you, this is where you'll be. Okay. Is you understand that it doesn't matter what they think. It really doesn't, right? You're sitting there and you're holding these people or their opinions in this high regard. Why? Why do you, it's kind of the same. It's kind of similar to, if you're going to be kind to somebody without the celebration, right? Anybody can be kind to somebody in the front of the camera or in the world. Anybody can be kind to somebody that way. Anybody. And they don't always do it, but anybody can. Can you be a kind person without the applause? Can you do something good without the applause? It's the same thing. Right? It really goes into a high level of confidence. It goes into the fact that you don't need somebody's celebration and attaboys, and you're not taking the lack of that personal. Stop taking everything personal. They didn't show up. It's personal. No, why are we internalizing it? They cheated. It's not personal to you. You don't have to be with them. It's not personal. It's them. It's what they're going through, they're dealing with. And then it's up to you to say, this does not serve me. So when you realize that, and some of that's expectations. I don't mean the cheating thing, but like, they should have called me for my birthday. Why? Because I would. Stop expecting it out of people. It's your birthday. The world does not stop for your birthday. The world does not stop for other things. Don't take things like that personal. Don't be like, oh my God, I'm so hurt by it. Why? Then go deeper with your why on that. And that will also help you understand that when somebody goes into a combative conversation with you, it's going to trigger things in you. And that's where you want to sit. You want to sit with those triggers. Definitely sit with those triggers, because you want to say, okay, why do I feel the need to be my side to be heard to a person who's not going to hear you? This is not somebody who's like, hey, you know what? I would really love to see, like, let me hear what you have to say. They don't care. I do not care. If you said to them today, this is a red frog, they could be like, no, it's not. You're like, it, but it's no. And then what are you going to sit there and now you're going to pull out a book and go, these are the shades of red. Look, this is why it's red. Now you almost become contentious right back. Because now your ego says, I have to be right. And I'm going to pull out every color of red so they can see my side. So be careful, because it will bait you. And then when you're confident, okay, yep, you're right. Is it green? Yep. I'm not going to argue with you. Yep, that's a purple frog. I don't care. And when you have to find that space and you find that you get activated, like, it doesn't even bother me. Like, even if you're not responding, if you're even getting flustered by it, you got to ask yourself why. Because it's a great teachable moment for self-awareness. When you are self-aware, it is a priceless thing, because you can see your shortcomings, you can take your accountability while not being affected by anybody else. Now, listen, we're in a world. I mean, people are going to be there. You're a human being. You're not a Roomba vacuum. So you'll have emotions, but not enough to be activated by it. So the next time that you're dealing with somebody contentious, know that it's a thing, right? So now we've had this discussion. It is an actual, label of being contentious, right? Being argumentative. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's your dad. Stop thinking that just because these people are related to you, that they get a free pass or they should have some bypass of these boundaries. No. In the same token, they never have to see your side, and you don't have to understand their why. Because the thing that will drive you crazy too is, but I don't understand why they're this way. Wait, why are we focused on them? Why are you worried about them on their why? Focus on that. Why are you so concerned about it? Because I'm pretty sure all of us, me included, can look in the mirror and we still have things that we have to work on. So let's just, what can I do in my life? How can I prevent this whole situation to affect me? And you're allowed to limit and restrict access to people, to you for people. You are that. You're the door bouncer. You're the bouncer at the door. If you don't want them in, don't let them in. Don't let them in. And if you feel that you need to, and you feel that you owe somebody something, now we go into insecurity. I have a great podcast on insecurities. Just came up this past week. Highly encourage you listen to it, or you can even watch it here on YouTube. It was just posted like a couple days ago. But it's important. Don't engage. And if you find yourself constantly feeling combative, you got to ask yourself why. Everybody does not need to see your side. I promise you. But as long as you know your side, that is literally all that really matters.